What's going on, everybody, and welcome to me uploading a video every single day to YouTube. Today is day 24. I figured I would do a little bit something different, take a break from the games that I was playing earlier, because I'm not gonna lie, I have shit internet. So I tried to do a Call of Duty ranked video, and I was just sitting there lagging and getting pissed off, and I've definitely been trying not to be as negative or anger management, all that good stuff. So still trying to make sure that I give you guys all the video and it actually be decent and enjoyable. So we're on Black Ops 2 today. Majority of people can say that the Black Ops 2, MW3, MW2, like we all know what are the quote unquote glory days of COD. But I feel like definitely the beginning jetpack CODs were kind of underappreciated. I know Black Ops 3 wasn't, Black Ops 3 was probably the best of the jetpack CODs. Advanced Warfare being the second, and then Infinite Warfare just being the bastard child, let's be real. Advanced Warfare, they kind of got the jetpacks down a little bit, but I felt like it was just a little bit too abrupt. With Infinite Warfare, it seems like the jetpacks really didn't play too big of a part. It's just like they had all the different things. I don't even remember if they had wall running or anything like that, but I know for sure Black Ops 3 did. And it made trick shotting on Black Ops 3 probably I would say the most unique, but it also what kind of ruined trick shotting is with jetpack CODs, because it went from, counting how many spins and stuff that you can do. So you have like the 360, 720, 1080, 1440, and all that other different stuff. But then once it got the jetpack COD, it became more of, oh, not just how many spins can you do, but what are you doing in the air and different things. I feel like I miss when it was simple. You had the shotgun knack, you had the insta swap. It was basically easiest thing to trick shot. Well, besides actually hitting your shot, but definitely going back and looking at all those different montages on MW2, Black Ops 2, MW3. I just really wish that we can get that feeling back, but I know that with the way that COD is going, it's not really meant for us anymore. It's not meant for the sniping community. It's not meant for the trick shotting community. Not saying that we can't survive, but we're definitely not thriving, brother. we're definitely not thriving. The landscape on YouTube as a whole kind of changed because of that. So nobody's really looking for, montages or anything like that. You still have like the Warzone snipers, Kitty, Testament, Sprat, and all them Pomage, So they're all still out there, but, it's not even really like Call of Duty's that big anymore. It's always going to sell, like, number-wise, because let's be real, it's like the biggest game of the year. At least the biggest console game of the year. And I feel like it's always going to be like that up until we actually force them to do some change. And it looks like Black Ops 7 is probably going to be a mixture of boots on the ground and jetpack COD. Am I excited about it? I don't know. I'm going to be real. I'm just happy that it's on Game Pass and I don't have to pay for it. Like, having to pay for something that didn't last the entire year, only lasted like half a year, and then that's if you just decided to keep playing it. We wasn't getting the amount of maps that we used to get, the quality of the maps, not to mention just live service games as a whole, just, with the disconnecting the servers, not disbanding lobbies. We had it good. We had it good in the old days. I remember when you can sit in the lobby and you be able to play the same people over and over and over again. You'd be able to learn how they play. Hell, if you got shit on, you'd be able to leave and join something else. But I feel like now all the lobbies all play the same every time. It's either one of three ways. It's either they get stomped, you get stomped, or it's a draw. Like, it's never in between. It's never like those close nitty-gritty games anymore. It's like you literally have to sweat your ass off to win every single game. And then once you start winning every single game, skill-based matchmaking is just going to shit on you. It's just the way it is. People don't really care for skill anymore. Or even when they do have skill in the game, everybody feels like everybody's cheating or they have hacks or whatever the excuse may be for them not practicing and getting better at the game. Definitely, it doesn't reward you for being good at the game either. I feel like back then it's like you felt good after winning a good TDM or a good domination, or like, I hate to say that pub stomping had its you know, had its place in the game, but I feel like it did. If you're sitting there able to spawn trap with your buddies and, you know, all this other different stuff, I feel like you don't even get that feeling anymore. Because definitely when I play with my buddies, bro, they get into my lobbies and it is not fun whatsoever, bro. Like I said, it's either they're getting stomped, we're stomping them, or it's a draw. And when we get into my lobbies, it's 10 times worse. Back on the other games, you know, it may just be a skill issue or whatever you want to call it, but like at the end of the day, not everybody needed to be great at Call of Duty to have a good time, and I feel like that's definitely required now. Like back then, you'd be able to find all different kinds of skills pretty easily. You wouldn't have to worry about too much. You know, there was always a mixture of lobbies. Like I think FaZe Jeff kind of captured it the best. It was like everything felt organic. It didn't feel like the game was actively working against you to put you in harder lobbies, but definitely is what it feels like nowadays. But no, this is definitely what I do. Whenever I go get pissed off and don't want to play the new Call of Duties, I literally go right back to Black Ops 2, and then I go trick shot because at this point, who's stopping me and why not? See the little select fire knack, like bro, I remember all this shit just from the back of my head. You know, knife. You know, everybody used to think that, oh, it's just YYing. You're just YYing. No, it's a lot more than that. You hit a nice little 720 or something like that. If I can actually get the buttons down. Now, I'm more of using toughness for like the smaller guns or whenever you're doing the pistol stuff. But I just feel like it makes it that much smoother. Doing fast hands for this, if you're not using the if you're not using the shock charge, I feel like it just comes out weird unless you know, do something like that. Do the 720, you know, you just make it look clean, make it look nice. I feel like if you try to do too much with fast hands and the pistol, it's not gonna look right. You know, and I have hit a couple shots here and there. You know, I was really thinking about doing like a TikTok or something like that. I mean, just all the different shots that I've hit, you know, just in custom games, because that, as much as I would like to go online, I know it's not safe for me to do so. If I'm not using any of the private lobbies or anything like that, you know, it's not the same. Like, I remember back on free-for-all being able to sweat your ass off, get to 29, or if you're sniping, snipe to get to 29. Oh, that would have been nice, that wall bang. But, you know, I remember doing your best to try to get to 29, and then, you know, the trick shot was like the icing on the cake, you know. Or unless you hit a nasty quad or like a triple for the last kill or something like that. But then they decided to go and ruin that with best play of the game, man. Like, I miss the days of final kill cam and that be it for every game mode. Because then you can even go into team deathmatch and then have all your teammates, you know, trick shotting for last. And, you know, then you have more people to hit on, more people trick shotting. But, you know, when you do it on free for all, you just waiting for yourself. You know, you do it on search and destroy, there was only a certain amount of, you know, lives and stuff that you can do. So if you didn't hit the shot, you had to go defuse, or, you know, you didn't get the kill cam. Team deathmatch as a squad was definitely the way, and I feel like they took that from us, man. And I feel like we don't really realize how much they took from COD up until you go back and play the other CODs, and you have all those different memories with those people that you used to play with. I feel like definitely if I had my setup back then, I would have been sitting there trying to be on a trick shotting team. Hell, if people even remember from my way old videos, you know, me and my high school buddies trying to start our own sniping clan, the Martian Mercs, man. That never got anywhere, but it was, you know, it was fun to think, fun to try, you know. I remember watching old FaZe Carl, when Carl was still in FaZe, all of his trick shotting tips on like Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 2, and like practicing how to know when to stop spinning. See, much closer. And then you want to know, make sure you get something with a little bit of distance to it and not be a barrel stuff. But I feel like it definitely just depends. I don't know if I can say it on YouTube, but the TITTY neck, you remember that? Yeah, no, that was definitely one of the harder ones. Oh, I'll take that. I'll take that barrel stuff, but there you go. And that's how you make it look clean, bro. I miss those days. For everybody said that trick shotting, like majority of trick shotting was hackers. That might be true, but I know there was a lot of people out there that genuinely put in the time to trick shot and time to get better at the game, and that's what I miss, bro. I miss that feeling. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. We're almost done with our 30-day challenge, and when October starts, it's time for Halloween stuff. So stay tuned for that, and with that being said, I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.